Stop scrolling for 10 seconds and look at your bank account. If you're in your 20s right now, you are just broke. You're being hunted. The system is literally designed to keep you at zero until you're too tired to care. Your high rent, that's a trap. Your entry level salary, that's a trap. Even the convenience of that $20 DoorDash order that you just put in is a tax on your future freedom. We grew up watching these COD commentators talk about their dream lives, but nobody told us that by the time we reached their age, the math wouldn't add up anymore. You're playing a game where the rules were changed while you were in the loading screen. Today, I'm showing you exactly how they're draining your pockets, why your safe career path is a lie, and the specific blueprint I'm using to escape the financial meat grinder before it's too late. Let's get into it. So the first thing I want to get into is this entry-level illusion. You're finally getting that real first paycheck and you feel rich because it's more than your college allowance or retail job. Going into college, you take it day by day. You are broke, you're poor, you have no money, and you're just trying to figure it all out. I remember when going into college, I had no idea what I was going to do with my money. But that's part of the reason I knew my parents were going to pay for college. I enlisted in the Army National Guard to pay for school because I knew my single parent working mom wasn't going to pay for school. So that's part of the reason I joined the military. I knew that my mom wasn't going to pay for college and I had to figure it out. I had to make some way to make ends meet. And that was part of the reason I was already trapped in general. And when you're taking classes, and for me, I worked a part-time job. I had to work a part-time job. So while on top of being in the National Guard, at the same time, I was also bartending on the side just to make ends meet. Even though my school was paid for, that still wasn't enough money to live comfortably. So on top of that, I was going to school full time. I was working a part-time job, bartending, and then as well being in the Guard. It's just all a trap. And when I graduated college and I got my first big boy job being a first responder, that first real paycheck, it made me feel rich because it's more than I ever had in college or my normal retail job. Now, the reality, society is designed to suck that money out of you immediately. Right out of moving from college, a big thing. I used to live with roommates. My rent used to cost $500 a month. Today, I'm paying $1,800 just for a normal 1-bedroom, 1-bath apartment. Society is designed to suck that money out of you immediately with rent, cars, payments, and subscriptions, whatever it may be. When you get that first new job, you're going to want a reliable car. Well, what do you have to do? You got to go to the dealership, and assuming you don't have that money to be able to put a down payment on the car, you have to take out a loan. And this is why we feel behind before we even get started. The lifestyle creep. Upgrading your life to match your new peers, new clothes, a better car, aesthetic apartment decor, it's not worth it. You need to figure out what's your why and what's your sole purpose. Now, I get the flashy things are nice and it's okay to treat yourself at some points in time, but you need to dial it down. I can't tell you the amount of times I see brand new people getting into my profession of being a first responder, and they have a brand new 26 Toyota Tundra or the brand new Ram 1500 Laramie, whatever it may be. They're always getting the new flashy thing because that's what other people care about. I'm here to tell you, people don't care. They don't care what you drive. They don't care what you live in. What really matters is the end game. So an extra $500 a month in rent is actually $6,000 a year. And people don't realize that. That's the difference between an emergency fund and living paycheck to paycheck. Now, the escaping, right? The 1-year lag rule is what I live by. You live like a broke student for exactly 1 year after you get your first big raise. And doing this will allow financial freedom in the future. That, again, paying an extra $500 a month in rent changes when you could be using that $6,000 a year into an emergency fund, or maybe you put it into your Roth IRA, or maybe it's a brokerage account, whatever it may be. Every single dollar matters. Now we go into subscriptions and convenience. We have gotten into a day and age where subscriptions and the ability to just buy things online is ultimately the trap. whether it's Uber Eats, Netflix, or gym memberships you don't use, or the buy now, pay later, is ultimately a big trap. All it's doing is you're buying a subscription that you barely even use for money, and it's just taking money out of your bank account. Now, psychologically, these companies are targeting 20-year-olds because they know they're going to establish brand loyalty throughout our lives. That's their target audience. They're wanting 20-year-olds to be brand loyal, right? If I start paying for DoorDash now, I'm going to be a customer forever because I enjoy that subscription so much, or Netflix or Hulu or Amazon Prime, whatever it may be. They're wanting us to become loyal to the brand and to never get off that subscription. Now, what I recommend, do an audit on your monthly bank statement. If you didn't use it in the last 14 days, kill it, cancel it. This is the difference between convenience and wealth, right? Paying $15 for a $5 burrito delivery is poor man's tax. If you want a burrito that bad, go and drive and get the burrito. Now, the social comparison trap. It's the Instagram effect. So this trap is seeing people your age on work trips or luxury vacations. Now, do you notice on social media why everyone posts the good stuff? Because that's all other people care about. They want you to believe that they're living this luxury life when they're actually not. Nobody posts the bad stuff. It's always the flashy, the luxurious, right? Because that's what gets clicks. So other people feel the need to spend money to look like you're succeeding, to make you look something when you're not. Now, however, most of these people, they're drowning in high interest credit card debt, and you're comparing your behind the scenes to their highlight reel. Just because your behind the scenes may not look flashy, that's okay. You're going to make the change for the better, right? You're doing what other people can't. Now, this is relevant to odd lobbies. Everyone wants to be the Master Prestige emblem, but nobody wants to grind the hours and hours and hours it gets to get there. Now, financial freedom is the grind. The luxury life is just the emblem. We get into the trap of education and the safe career path. The trap, thinking a degree or a corporate job is going to guarantee safety, especially with this given job market, especially with AI being so massive into jobs and cutting jobs down. There's no guarantee for jobs. Whatever profession it may be, that job may not be there in 15, 10 years, right? And this kind of redefines being rich. Being rich isn't having a Porsche. It's having the ability to say no to a boss you hate because you have a 6-month buffer in the bank. Let's say you're not enjoying your job, right? But you've built your high yield saving account to the point where you're able to be flexible in different jobs. Maybe you quit that job. Maybe you look for another job that allows you financial freedom, right? It's still a paycheck. It's still flexible, but it allows you to build other assets while you're still working full time. Now, investing in your skills and who you are as a person, not just certificates like degrees, that's learning high value digital skills, whether it's editing, coding, sales, while you have the energy in your early 20s is the escape strategy. Now, the exit strategy, the 50-30-20 rule, the thing I live by. 50% goes to needs, 30% goes to wants, and 20 goes to savings. Now, I'm in my early 20s. I'm still 24. Yes, I make over 6 figures in a year, but that doesn't mean anything. I am trying to redefine being rich. And I know that being rich isn't having a Porsche. It's the ability to say no to a boss you hate because you have a 6-month buffer. Now, being rich isn't having a Porsche. It's the ability to say no when it matters. It's discomfort over convenience. Everybody has gotten too convenient and comfortable in buying, whether it's subscriptions or spending extra money on luxurious cars or apartments or thinking I need this and that. And that's okay. I'm not saying you need to save every dollar. That's not definitely far from what I'm saying. However, you need to live a lifestyle where you can reach financial freedom. Now, what's the one thing you're spending money on right now that you shouldn't be? I want you guys to think about that. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.